In a season filled with change and excitement for the WNBA, one name has risen above the rest: Caitlin Clark. Despite a recent loss to A'ja Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces, Clark's rookie season has been nothing short of historic. With 317 assists, she broke the WNBA single-season assist record, previously held by Alyssa Thomas. This achievement solidified her status as one of the league's brightest young stars. But the question remains, is Clark's record-breaking season enough to propel the Indiana Fever to the top as the playoffs loom, with the formidable Aces standing as a monumental challenge? Clark's success in the WNBA wasn't a guarantee. When she entered the league, many skeptics questioned whether she could maintain the level of play she displayed in college. However, not only did Clark meet those expectations, but she also surpassed them, transforming into an undeniable force for the Fever. In her rookie season, she's averaged nearly 20 points per game, alongside over 8 assists and 5 rebounds, numbers that would make even seasoned veterans envious. But Clark's influence goes far beyond just the numbers. She has breathed new life into the Indiana Fever, a team that, until recently, could only dream of making the playoffs. The Fever, who have long struggled to remain competitive, are now back in the conversation as a potential playoff contender. This resurgence is largely due to Clark's leadership and presence on the court. Her ability to inspire her teammates, lift the collective level of play, and dominate in high-pressure situations has been remarkable. The Fever are no longer underdogs. They're a team with serious playoff aspirations. However, Clark's journey hasn't been without its bumps. Adapting to the WNBA's more physical style of play has proven to be one of the bigger challenges for Clark. There have been games where her shooting seemed off, and moments of visible frustration were apparent, such as in the recent matchups against the Aces. In their first encounter, an 86-75 loss, Clark put up respectable numbers: -16 points and 6 assists. But her shooting efficiency was well below her usual standards, hitting just 6 of 22 attempts. In their next meeting, a tighter contest ending in a narrow 78-74 Aces victory, Clark's performance improved, posting 18 points, 9 assists, and 8 rebounds. Yet even then, something seemed amiss. Physical fatigue from the long season was beginning to show. As the playoffs approach, this fatigue raises critical questions about how the Fever will manage their star player. Clark's intense workload throughout the season has certainly contributed to her success, but at what cost? In a recent game that went to overtime, Clark played all 45 minutes without a break. The debate among fans and analysts has been whether Fever head coach Christy Sides is pushing Clark too hard. Critics argue that Sides is overly reliant on Clark, unwilling to rest her even when she appears visibly fatigued or frustrated. On the other hand, some defenders suggest that every minute counts in a league as competitive as the WNBA, and with Clark being so pivotal to the team's success, it's understandable why she remains on the court for such long stretches. This heavy workload may present a problem in the playoffs, where games are more intense and frequent. Resting Clark before the postseason could be crucial in ensuring she's at her best when it matters most. The Fever cannot afford to have their star player worn down by the time they face off against elite teams like the Aces in a best-of-3 series. A fully energized and focused Clark could make all the difference in the playoffs. Adding to the tension is Clark's mounting tally of technical fouls. In her recent matchup against the Aces, she received yet another technical, putting her dangerously close to an automatic suspension. This could be catastrophic for the Fever's playoff hopes, as losing their star player for even one game could be the difference between advancing and an early exit. Clark's ability to maintain her composure under pressure will be critical in the playoffs, as the stakes get higher and the margin for error becomes even smaller. Despite these concerns, Clark's season remains nothing short of extraordinary. Breaking the single-season assist record as a rookie is a feat that speaks volumes about her skill, vision, and playmaking ability. Even on nights when she's not performing at her usual high standard, she's still rewriting the WNBA's history books. This ability to continuously evolve and break barriers is what makes Clark such a special player. But it's not just Clark's on-court performance that's making waves. Her impact extends beyond basketball as she's become a cultural phenomenon. The Caitlin Clark effect is real, and it's revolutionizing how the public consumes the WNBA. Consider this. In just 3 weeks, 5 of the 10 most-watched games from last season's combined NBA and WNBA broadcasts on NBA TV involved Caitlin Clark. Yes, a rookie in the WNBA is outdrawing the viewership of some NBA playoff games. In fact, one of the Fever's regular season games drew more viewers than Game 5 of the NBA playoff series between the Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks. This viewership boost isn't limited to just her great performances. Even on nights when Clark and A'ja Wilson, the league MVP, didn't play up to their usual standards, fans tuned in. Clark's appeal goes beyond her stats. She's become a symbol of hope, excitement, and change in the WNBA. Her charisma, competitive spirit, and undeniable talent have made her a fan favorite, helping to elevate the profile of the entire league. The WNBA, which has long fought for greater visibility and recognition, is benefiting enormously from Clark's influence. It's not just Clark, of course. Stars like A'ja Wilson have also been pivotal in elevating the league's profile, but there's no denying that Clark is at the center of this transformation. As the WNBA continues to grow in popularity, thanks to players like Clark and Wilson, the future looks incredibly bright for women's basketball. Better TV contracts, more sponsorships, and higher salaries for players are all realistic outcomes if the league continues on this upward trajectory. But with all this success comes an immense amount of pressure, particularly on Clark's shoulders. Imagine carrying the weight of an entire franchise, along with the expectations of a league hungry for growth, all while battling fatigue at the end of a grueling season. Clark's determination to stay on the court, even when she's not feeling her best, is admirable, but it also comes with risks. It's a double-edged sword. She wants to contribute to the team and help lead them to victory, but pushing herself too hard could lead to burnout or injury, especially as the playoffs loom. The mental strain is also considerable. Every move Clark makes is analyzed and scrutinized. Social media, for all its benefits, can also be unforgiving, and Clark has faced her fair share of unfair criticism. She's navigating a basketball landscape that feels like an emotional minefield, where every mistake is amplified, and every success comes with heightened expectations. In many ways, Clark is learning on the fly how to manage not just the physical challenges of the WNBA, but the mental ones as well. As we approach the playoffs, all eyes will be on Clark and the Fever. How will they handle the immense pressure of facing off against seasoned teams like the Las Vegas Aces, who are led by the unstoppable force that is A'ja Wilson? The Aces have the experience, the roster depth, and the winning track record, while the Fever are a rising team looking to prove they belong among the WNBA's elite. The tactical battle between Aces head coach Becky Hammon and Fever head coach Christy Sides will be fascinating to watch. How will Sides manage Clark's minutes in the playoffs? Will there be any adjustments to ensure she remains fresh and ready for the crucial moments? These decisions will be critical in what promises to be an intense playoff series. And don't underestimate the Fever's fan base. The support Clark has brought to Indiana has been nothing short of electric, and that home court advantage could be a game-changer in tight playoff battles. So, as we look back on Clark's remarkable rookie season and look ahead to the playoffs, we're left with many questions. Will the Fever's Cinderella story continue, or will the Aces reaffirm their dominance? Can Clark push past the physical and mental exhaustion to lead her team to victory? Will Christy Sides adjust her strategy to give her star player the rest she needs? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain: Caitlin Clark is already a transformative figure in the WNBA, and her journey is just beginning.